Hey y'all, it's Tiara Chantel, and we are back with another episode. Something is on my heart, my mind, my soul, my spirit, and I would love to share it with y'all. Something was brewing, something was stirring up within me over the last few weeks, few months. I'm constantly getting downloads, but I wanted to be clear on what it was I was going to share with y'all for this episode. I knew it was going to come soon. It's been a few weeks since the last episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope people got something out of it for those who are meant to get something out of it. Kind of piggybacking off of the last episode, which was not everyone's going to love you the way that you love yourself, and that's okay. I have a title in my mind when I was leaving the gym. It just came into me, and the title of this episode connects with the last one, and it is called, let's see. Oh my God, don't let me forget. Care about people, but don't take care of people. That's for God. I just added that last piece because just to give a little bit more context to what I'm saying. I understand there are people out there who are genuine caretakers. They have that title, they have that role, they have a sense of service where they take care of the elderly or people with disabilities and what have you. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people self-bestow themselves into a situation where they take it on like a badge of honor and they take care of people when they really have no business taking care of people. And more times than not, you're basically enabling that person. I've had a lot of back-to-back situations, whether it be emotionally, financially, mentally, physically, spiritually speaking, where a similar situation was showing up, but just with a different person. A similar theme was showing up, but with a different face. And it can be romantic, it can be platonic, it could be what have you, right? Family members. So I wanted to dial in and really ask myself, why is this theme showing up for me? What have I not mastered? What am I yet to master? What am I looking for to heal within myself? So as I look into myself, I'm going to share it with y'all. I've been pulling tarot cards. I've been getting downloads while I'm sleeping, while I'm awake. And that message just speaks for itself. Care about people, but don't take care of people. Right? God is going to take care of whatever that gap is, whatever the difference is, whatever seems empty, whatever feels impossible to reach, whatever feels like is out of our control. God is going to take hold on that and show that it is here to provide in every which way. So if we're struggling in any way, shape, or form, if we have a sense of lack, a sense of scarcity, if we are going through something where we feel like our needs are not met financially, emotionally, intellectually, career-wise, sexually, partnerships, creatively, whatever, just know that when we're pouring into ourselves, when we're being real about our routines, our rituals, the things we are taking action in, well, as a human as well, we can only do so much. We can quantum leap. We most definitely can choose different timelines that resonate with our frequency. Excuse me, I just ate. Ooh, I'm burping. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like whatever that difference is, whatever feels like, dang, I could be doing a little bit more, or, I wish I was a little bit more ahead, or whatever the case may be, or I wish that person was a little bit more ahead. I wish they could have more. I wish, I could do more for them. Well, that's what God is for, because we are not the only vessel in this life. There are many vessels that these people are going to come across. So we are not the end all be all for people. We cannot overextend ourselves to the point where we're empty and drained and fatigued, and we barely have anything left to pour into ourselves because we're pouring so much into other situations and people. So discerning and understanding the difference between caring for somebody versus taking care of somebody is huge. And for me, myself, that's something that I had to look at, because I was still kind of doing it in some ways, where I would take on the caretaker role subconsciously, and I would have to check my ego and then switch gears in that moment and be like, let me back up a little bit. I'm giving unsolicited advice. I'm giving a little bit too much energy, and maybe that person didn't ask for it. So just being aware, stepping back, letting that person do them is huge. It's profound. It's having that faith that that person will figure it out, even if they're struggling financially, even if they don't know right from wrong when it comes to certain things, even if they, have something going on that seems chaotic. They are meant to go through what they're going through so that they can bet on themselves and shine as brightly as possible when they are fed up and sick and tired of being sick and tired. Sometimes it will take a severe health issue. Sometimes it will take a severe financial loss. Sometimes it would take a severe so-called heartbreak. Sometimes it would take feeling so lonely in order for people to see the positives out of that, and they feel so action oriented to step forward and make choices and decisions that help them elevate as a person, as a spirit, as a soul. And that's profound. That's a really good mentality to have. That's spiritual maturity, when we know it's time to step back and to really invest in ourselves continuously, and to simply care for people, even if it means just praying for them, even if it means getting them a book, even if it means just sending them a love letter, even if it means pulling some tarot cards and doing a reading for them and asking the guardian angels of that person to watch over them and to help them download a message to that person you care about so much. That is enough. We don't have to go above and beyond for people the way that society has made us believe that we have to do. Like, we have to feel pressure to do so much more, and we don't. We really don't. Just do what's within your heart. Do what's within your capacity. Do what you genuinely want to do. Don't say yes to the things that you don't want to say yes to, and don't say no to the things that you don't really want to say no to, unless it's the healthy no. So yeah, that's just connecting that with my own stuff, relations, people I've come into contact with. It connects with the last episode that I did. Not everyone's going to love you the way that you love yourself, and that's okay. How people love themselves will ultimately show up in how they love you. And sometimes people can love you a little bit better than you love yourself. And sometimes people will not love you as well as you love yourself. And some people will meet you damn near closely to the very way that you love yourself. So if you love yourself so fruitfully and magnetically, and if that's a word, if you love yourself profoundly, like deep, deep love for yourself, unconditional self-love, self-care for yourself. There's some people out there who will match that energy because they have that self-love for themselves. They have that caring nature for themselves too. And when they win, they want to see everybody else around them win as well. It's not competition, it's community. But some people don't really understand that they have the ability to tap into that caring nature, and that's them. That's their process. That's where they're at in their life. But for the people who do understand that they do have a caring bone in their body, and they're not scared to show it, and they're not looking for transactional responses, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a vessel in life. Thank you for being intentional. Thank you for having compassion. Thank you for being a sweetheart. Thank you for not letting the trauma in your life create such a momentum of being an asshole. Because, a lot of people say it's rare to come by someone who's a sweetheart. Well, I can understand that. I can understand when people say it's hard to come across someone who really gives a fuck. But sometimes that's not really the case. It depends on what your frequency is, and it depends on what you're allowing in your space. It depends on if you've discerned to the point where you know how to be caring versus being a caretaker. What is your business and what's not your business? What are you enabling within other people for the sake of being liked, for the sake of having so-called friendships, superficial friendships that are just about money and gifts and outings? What are you allowing in your space, in your frequency, in your time, and in your attention? Are you looking for validation? Are you looking to be a helping hand for the sake of being seen? And when I ask myself that question, whatever residue was lingering in my beingness and my human experience, I had to check that shit at the door. I had to check it at the door because it was eating at me. With all this transition going into the new year, I had to look at that and understand that that's what could make me sick. That's what could keep me stuck and stagnant if I continuously take on a role that I don't have any business taking a role in. And if I choose to be of service, which I am, then to go about it in a way where it makes sense, where I'm not abandoning my inner child, where I'm not abandoning my needs, my health, my everything. So that's the only way it can ever come off real genuine anyways. I've come across people who I had to listen to my own intuition versus listening what's coming out of their mouth. I had to learn how to read between the lines, read their body language, read the energy behind the words, behind what they're not saying as well, behind their silence, and trust my intuition more than I trusted the lies that were coming out of their mouth. Even if they're not trying to lie, it's a matter of them not being self-aware enough to understand their own limits. I had to understand that I don't want to be taken care of in a way that's at someone else's detriment. And I also don't want to care for somebody else for the sake of helping them. But yeah, it's, eating me alive too. The sacrifice and being exploited, being taken for granted, being taken advantage of is not fun. And some people do it consciously, some people do it unconsciously. Some people don't mean to do it. Some people don't really know how to say no when someone's being generous. Some people don't even know that they're being overly generous. Some people don't even know that they're trying to fill a void by giving gifts and money and time and attention. Some people don't even know their intentions behind what they're doing. Some people don't even recognize their shadow behind the gift giving and the outings and the sex and the so-called relation. They don't understand the layers and the depths of their relationships because it's so hardwired in their cellular system that they just operate the way that they do. It's conditioning. It's how they grew up. It's the movies they watch. It's whatever they consume. It's societal norms. It's society expectations. It's, not understanding your worth and your value. It's feeling like you have to perform in order to be loved, and that's not love. That's a watered down, diluted love that could be changed, that could grow into something more unconditional and genuine if people allow it to become that. If people start by looking at themselves, looking in the mirror and seeing that harsh truth of, I've been doing this so that I can be validated, so that I can be loved and liked and seen and heard and valued by outside people, so that I can feel like I have some sort of worth. Because who am I if I'm not doing these things for other people? Who am I if I'm not celebrated? Who am I if I'm not looked at in this certain lens? Fuck what people have to say about it. Really understand this, y'all. Something that is a reminder to myself too. It is okay to have a caring heart. It is okay to love somebody. It is okay to put out a helping hand. It is okay to see someone struggling in something and wanting to put efforts into helping in some sort of way. But if you don't want to do it a certain way, in a certain fashion, then don't do it. If you do want to do it out of a genuine space in your heart, not in a guilt-tripping, shameful way where it's like, fuck, I've received so much from this person and I feel like I barely get to pour into them back. It's okay to recognize that you would like to give, but to have guilt and shame, for one, ask yourself, do I have guilt and shame because this other person is low-key wanting to guilt trip me? Is it a matter of that person when they poured into me, did they not really want to do it, but they did it anyways because that's just their conditioning? And then every now and then, every so often, in a low-key way, they belittle me and they make me feel like shit, or you can feel their attitude, their energy shifting, and then now you feel like you gotta, in a shameful way, give back. And this becomes a repetitive, transactional cycle. If that's the case, which is something I've been in with family, something I've been in with loved ones, something I've been in with job-related situations, you gotta cut that shit out. I cut that shit out. I've intentionally cut the cord for myself because I saw a pattern where even if I would bring that concern to light and say, hey, I don't want us to have that type of dynamic because I'm starting to feel like this is not healthy. And that person doesn't really have the capacity to realize that for themselves. And they're still in denial and they're still like, nah, I give because I want to. I got it from here, blah, blah, blah. Or they're kind of wish-washy with their boundaries. One minute they're like, I ain't got it. But the next minute they're like, no, I do. Please trust me because I figured it out and I have a plan. Understand this. If it's not a consistent response, if it's not a consistent frequency, if it's not a consistent, genuine conversation where you can trust it, then trust your intuition. Don't trust what they're saying. Trust the energy behind it. That's how you know that this needs to have some cord cutting. It doesn't mean cut the people out your life. It just means discerning and understanding how to show up and deliver and approach this situation in a way where it's healthier. We don't need any transactional situations. We don't need any guilt tripping and shameful responses from people or from yourself. We don't need flip-floppiness, resentment, bitterness, any of that energy, because we wonder why money seems to be up and down then, or opportunities seem to be up and down then. For me personally, I had to look at the energy behind people's words, because my intuition was knocking at the door, y'all, constantly, from person to person, opportunity to opportunity, lending hand, generous hand to generous hand, whether I was the one pouring or they were pouring into me, whether someone offered or I offered. If it's not genuine, don't do it. If you feel like people are overextending, don't allow them to do it. If you feel like you're overextending, don't do it. I don't want to make it complicated for myself. And to not make it complicated, I cut the cord. Let's just have civil conversations. Let's have conversations about other things other than like the generosity of what we do for one another. We can speak each other's love language. We can show up any way that we can, but let's not overextend. Let's not self-abandon, because that's when the overthinking happens, and then we have bitterness show up in one way or another, and then we wonder why we're having an attitude with somebody. It ain't worth it. It's better to communicate effectively. It's better to check in with ourselves. It's better to ask ourselves truthfully, honestly, transparently, and say, what do I want to do? How do I want to show up? How do I want to give back? Not from a space of, fuck, I really think I don't do enough for people. No, it's not about that. It's not about being hard on yourself, because if someone genuinely wanted to give, they would give without expecting. If someone really wanted to give, they wouldn't do it in a lens of, oh, well, how can I benefit from this while I give to them? I've been there, done that. I've sat in every seat at the table as well, unknowingly, and then also knowingly. I've gotten to a point where I've cultivated a character of myself, an energy of myself that's real. And I don't have shame about the mistakes I've made, the things that I've done, the things that I've said, but whatever residue was remaining out of being raised by people who were in survival mode, they did the best that they could. But then also weeding out the stereotypical bullshit that society has put on women, and melanated women at that. It's worth digging deep to understand that we're not what people call us, even if we've behaved that way. There's something so much more real within us that cannot die, that is always existing, that is always there, it's always prevalent. It doesn't go away, it doesn't disappear, it doesn't fade. And that's God. That's the essence of the light, of the love, the peace, the harmony, the riches, the wealth that doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. And that's what makes every single person on this earth, whether or not they've, recognized this, they are still worthy, they are still blessed, they are still God essence, walking around in a body. Now, how far removed they are from that truth depends on them, which is why they behave the way that they do. But when the time comes and you are reflected back to you the truth of who you truly are, and you understand that you are worthy and you are enough, despite anything you've gone through, despite anything you've ever done for somebody and someone's done for you, or lack thereof, you are complete and whole already. And that is my prayer for the world, is for people to understand that being enough is enough. God essence within us is enough. Everything else outside of that we manifest is extra. Money is freedom in many ways. Property and land and homes and cars and clothes and food is also a sense of freedom in many ways. But best believe we were already free before that. We don't have to connive and scheme and scam to get what we want. We don't have to wear a mask and be conniving. We don't have to be in denial. We don't have to make these low vibrational choices in order to feel like we have a sense of worth. We don't have to overgive or over-explain or over-generate in order to have someone understand that we care about them and that we're cared for. Validation was already there by the one and only. And if there's anyone in your life, in your experience, that has the audacity to make you feel small, karma is a bitch. Karma is necessary. It could be the Scorpio in me, the way that I'm talking right now, but it's real. Karma is necessary. There's high vibrational and low vibrational karma, but it all does what it needs to do in order for us to grow. And when I tell you I've had my shit thrown back at me, yes. But it was necessary in order for me to know what that felt like, so that I can do better, so that I can treat people better. And then I also can go through a karma cleansing where, I understand what I've gone through and what I've done and what people have experienced through my efforts, through my actions, through whatever. And I can take accountability and say sorry and have a change of heart and clear my karma that way too. What goes up must come down. And it all has a place. And it is all very necessary. So, I'm not here to control what happens to me or what I go through. I'm going to look at every opportunity as a real ass opportunity, even if it doesn't feel wonderful all the time. I'm going to look at it as an obstacle, a challenge where, okay, here we go. Here's another download. Here's another upgrade. Here's another recharge, godly, magical, profound, amazing roller coaster ride that is meant to make me flourish, that is meant to make me be more authentic and real and tapped in and tuned in and channeled and understand that I am complete regardless. No chasing, just attracting. No forcing, no controlling, just allowing. No demanding, no commanding, just surrendering. All within a timeline that I choose. And I choose a higher one. I choose the high frequency. I choose love. Even if other people around me don't know how to do that, or if they don't want to, that's on them. That's their own karma. People are very comfortable being around small-mindedness. I'm not. Because it doesn't resonate with me anymore. I'm excited to see how I make my money. I'm excited to see how I can tap into better health. I'm excited to see how I can attract better friendships. I'm excited to see how I can attract the love of my life. I'm excited to see how I can cut the cord, cut it when it comes to people, places, and things that will one day get it, but they don't get it now. They don't get it. Saying no is very powerful. Being an example in a way where people can look at that and be like, wow, like I'm looking forward to the point where I can do that too. Influence, inspiration, it's a powerful thing. Your soul is going to be attracted to something that you have the power to do as well, but maybe you haven't learned how to use those tools just yet. Trust your intuition. Be caring, but don't take care of people's feelings. Don't be an emotional soundboard necessarily, because it's not your job to be that. Maybe once upon a time you were taking that on, and maybe for healthy reasons and also for unhealthy reasons. But, you know, we don't always have to go about it the same damn way for every single person that we come across. It's discernment. It's understanding to what degree am I going to show up for people, person to person to person to person, because not everybody's going to get the same version, the same effort, in the same exact style, because not everyone is deserving of it. And I used to think that was selfish. It's not. It doesn't mean I'm not being me. It means based on who you are will determine how my style will show up. My love will show up for you. It doesn't mean the love's not there. It just means the in the way in which and the style in which I show it towards you will be different compared to someone else who is going to receive it in a different way. Either close proximity or not in close proximity, romantically or not romantically. Acquaintanceship versus a deeper friendship. My boundaries are determined based on how you show up as a person. Because I don't let just anything be in my essence. And I'm not looking to feel like I gotta take care of an ex and let them be an emotional vomiting person towards me as a soundboard. I'm all set. That's not my job. You know, for me to feel like they can't get what they need within themselves, how dare I? For me to think that they can't get what they need on their own, in their own way, through other people. Who am I to say that I'm not their end all be all? What does that make me feel good? A sense of validation and entitlement in another way? Like, that's crazy. Nah. Whether that be your parent, an ex, a friend, a boss. We can be cool. We can be alright. But best believe I'm not waiting. I'm not expecting. I'm not overexerting. I'm not taking on a role that is no longer my role because we are no longer what we used to be. So therefore, why would you have access to me in that capacity? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We gotta be real with ourselves. Why are we doing this? Why do we want to? Why are we not content with it being a really distant, but yet loving relation? I don't have to be what we used to be with you anymore. And that's okay. That is the most mature, discerning love you can ever give to yourself and other people, and still be real about it. And for the people who do choose, or they feel stuck in between, or they wholeheartedly choose to still be that role for somebody who doesn't really deserve their efforts in that capacity or in that style anymore, that's their own karma playing out. Like that's your karma playing out. You're gonna learn. You're gonna keep learning, maybe in the hardest of hardest ways. But you're making your own bullshit. You're creating more stuff than necessary. It could be a lot more simple. It could be a lot more freeing. You can jump a timeline a lot faster if you listen to your intuition by putting yourself first and still care about somebody without being their caretaker. This isn't a judgment call. This is a realization. So, when we ask ourselves, why do I still want to be in that person's life? And then you ask another question after that answer. To what degree am I willing to be in that person's life? And then you ask another question after that answer, and you say, well, do they deserve that? Then you'll know for sure in what way you gotta show up, if at all, physically. It may have to be just energetically, a simple prayer every night for that person. I'll see you when I see you. And maybe not at all. But the door is cracked, and even then, things are still different between us because I've ascended in many ways that you have yet to learn. You know? So, this isn't forcing anything. This is just allowing things to flow. This is coming from off top. Weeding out that sense of conditioning can take some time for some people, not for everybody. And maybe you've gotten that out of your system for certain people, but not for everybody. You know, maybe there's still a few more people in your life where you're like, damn, but I'm still kind of like that with this person. Why is that? Taking that sense of attachment away, taking the guilt and the unforgiveness away, taking the emotion of maybe hate or resentment away will help you quantum leap into your destiny, where you don't feel the need to be in that person's life in that way anymore, because any emotion you have towards that person that is a low vibe will keep you in that cycle of, you know, for some people it's unknowingly, but you're still gonna look for validation due to, like, I wonder how they see me now, even if we're not like together anymore. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Like, why do people care so much? It's because of the unresolved trauma. It's the unresolved trauma. We all have those passing thoughts come through, but if we don't get our shit together in terms of understanding that lingering emotion is no longer necessary, then we're always going to be low-key looking for that sense of validation from that person that we say hurt us. That we say, oh, I didn't forgive them yet, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Well, then you're not freeing yourself. You're not understanding how free you actually are. You're creating your own mess. And it's just making you be in an energetic loop. And in some ways, you're still attached. So allowing yourself to cry, even if it takes a bunch of sessions of just tears running down your face, allow that to be the case so that you can get through and get over to the other side and allow new love to come in from someone who actually has capacity to love you, something you're very much so deserving of. I'm not with the triangles. I'm not with the messiness. I'm not with the codependency. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just making things stagnant. And the more we give ourselves grace while we recognize the shit that's worth looking at, the better off we'll all be. It's not about perfection. It's about just being real with ourselves. It's about being fair to yourself and everyone else. And when I say fair, being fair to everyone else, I'm saying give people a chance to learn how to walk on their own 2 feet, even if it's emotionally. Like, don't answer their calls. Like, don't answer their texts when they're having a hard day. People are worried about being an example or being like how they're going to be looked at for not taking that call or for not really listening to their bullshit. Listen, you're not really doing it for the right reasons to begin with if that's what you're worried about. God should be on the pedestal, not how someone views you. So that's where I'm going to leave it. This is a download I have. This is what I'm giving y'all. And I'm going to leave it at that. If it resonated with you, I hope you got something out of it. I hope it's helped you. Comment on my podcast, comment on my Instagram, write me an email, trchantelcoach@gmail.com. I would love to hear from y'all. I would love to see, how you've maybe implemented what I've gotten in this message, that I've gotten through the divine, that I've gotten through guardian angels. Y'all are not alone in that. Listen, your guardian angels want to see you win. Your guardian angels want you to see that you don't have to keep playing out the same old karma, messy bullshit, unless you want to, unless it gives you like a sense of identity. That's up to you, but you don't need to. You don't need to. You really don't. You have a choice. We were meant to be more than what people call us. If you're a brother, if you're a father, if you're a mother, if you're an auntie, oh, well, listen, I get it. There's a sense of duty behind that. But the more we have a sense of duty towards ourselves, the more we energetically contribute to the universe, contribute to the energy around us, and understand that everyone's going to figure out their own shit anyways. Doesn't matter if we have children, doesn't matter if we have nephews, nieces, it doesn't matter if we have students, it doesn't matter. It's a matter of understanding that there is a power way beyond any of that. And if you need to do something that's for you, do it. Even if it disappoints other people. Even if people look at you and they're like, damn, you show up differently. Well, why do I feel like I can't depend on you? Oh, shit. Like, this is so funny. People, expectations, again, care versus caretaker. To a degree, yes, we have a responsibility to people, but we make it our business way too often to show up for people that don't deserve it in that way. And for two, we're doing it for the wrong reasons to begin with, for lack of discernment. We're not meant to meet everyone's expectations because that's not real. Do what you can, do it from a good place, from love. And do it because it resonates with your soul. If there's any other reason outside of that as to why you're doing it, then you're not really doing it genuinely. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. That's something I'm reiterating because it's it speaks home and true to me. And I know the people who are listening, listen, it's ringing truth to you too. It's truthful. It's truthful. You know it. It's just your ego's trying to tell you that it's not true because then it will make it feel like you've been living a lie. And in some ways you have. But the chapter doesn't end here. Rewrite your story. Disappoint your kids, disappoint your nephews, disappoint your mother. It's okay. Disappoint your ex, disappoint your boss, disappoint your homie. It's all good. You'll be fine. You'll survive. You will live. And not only that, you will thrive. I'm actually encouraging you to disappoint people. Because if that's what it means for you to live and show up in your authentic truth, then so be it. So be it. Because when people genuinely know how to look at themselves and know who the fuck they really are, they will have that sense of forgiveness come more naturally into themselves and for other people, where they won't have that hate and resentment and bitterness hang on to it for so long. Nah, it will disintegrate. Starve the timeline. Starve it. Starve the interactions. Starve it. And watch everything flourish from there. Starve it. Starve the fuck out of it. Go off of faith. Faith that you will figure it out, and faith that that other person will figure it out. And the more you realize that people don't need you, the better. All right, y'all. This went over a few minutes over than I expected, but it's okay because that's how it goes sometimes. I have love for y'all. Much love, much love, much love. There's too much hate in the world, so let's choose love. There's too much competition in the world, so let's choose community. There's a lot of bullshit and resentment and ugliness going on, so let's really keep the faith that light will always and forever outshine anything distorted and dysfunctional. Give yourself grace. Sleep well. Wake up refreshed. Much love, peace, and joy. Bye.